Hello and welcome back to the PowerKPIs Getting Started course series. In this session, session number 7, we will learn how to adjust the values and charts displayed in our KPI cards. As we have already learned in previous videos, the KPI cards of the PowerKPIs extension typically include 3 elements: a big angry number, comparison values, and a chart displaying the development of each KPI over time. And we can adjust all of these elements. At the moment, our KPI grid shows our profit, indicated right here, across our product subcategories on a quarterly basis. By default, the extension always compares the current value to the previous time unit. Now, in this example, we want to do 2 things. First of all, we want the KPI cards to display sales instead of profit. Second, we want to add 2 more comparison values. A comparison value to show sales budget and a comparison value showing sales last year. The sales budget is already included in our dataset, so we can simply go ahead and grab the pill and pull it into the measure values card. Alternatively, another way of adding additional data points to our PowerKPIs extension is to use the measure names filter. We can just open the filter and select another metric that's included in our dataset here, for instance the profit ratio, and if we apply it, we can see that it pops up in the measure values area as well. Let's uncheck this since we don't need profit ratio right now and click OK, and it's gone again. For our second comparison metric, the versus last year comparison, we do not have this in our dataset. So we need to calculate this manually. To do so, we simply create a new calculated field and give it a name. I will just call it sales last year quarter. And then we use the following lookup function. This function basically goes back 4 quarters and pulls the sales value from there. We can click OK and pull it into the measure values card as well. Before we can use the versus last year metric, we have to do one more adjustment in the calculation. In the edit table calculation, we need to determine based on which dimension the calculation should be computed on. And in this case, we need a specific dimension, quarter of order date. Now we are ready to configure our KPI cards. As always, to make configurations to our PowerKPIs extension, we simply use the burger menu in the top left of the canvas. To adjust our big angry number, the comparison values, and the values used for creating the charts, we need to head over to the Configure Visualization section. Down here on the left, we can see all metrics available for our PowerKPIs extension, which are basically the measures that we pulled into our measure values cards. On the right, we have sections for roll ban and roll chart. Roll ban basically determines which values should be displayed in the big angry numbers and in the comparison value area. Roll chart determines which values should be used to create the charts. As said in the beginning, we want to display sales instead of profit for our main KPI. So we simply go ahead and select sales as our main component for the big angry number and also for the chart, and unselect profit. Then we also need to define our comparison values, which are supposed to be our sales budget and our sales last year. Right now, by default, the extension has set those to main as well, which does not make sense. To change this, we open the drop-down menus of each metric again and set our sales budget to comparison 1 and our sales last year to comparison 2. We can also go ahead and shorten the name of our sales last year quarter and remove this part to make it look a little nicer. And then we can click Save and see the changes. If we close the menu, we can see the final result. And we can see that we now have sales as our big angry number. We still have the automatically created versus previous comparison. Then we also have our comparison versus the sales budget and our sales comparison versus last year. Also on the charts, we now have 2 different values. On the one hand, the actual sales values displayed by the bars, and our sales budget, which is displayed by the small lines. And that's it. We successfully configured our KPI card elements. In the next video, we will learn how to properly handle date fields. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and a comment and consider subscribing to our channel.